Here are my top 5 theories and predictions for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Hey guys, I'm Joel and welcome back to Locked on Marvel. With the film Quantumania right around the corner, I wanted to share my top 5 theories that I have for the film. I spent a lot of time watching and studying all of the trailers for the film and came up with some crazy and mind-blowing theories to share with you all. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Number 1. Kang means business and someone has to die. It has been said by Kevin Feige, president of Marvel Studios, that Kang the Conqueror will be the next big bad of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So if Kang is going to be the next Thanos level threat, I'm going to predict that Kang has to kill off at least one major character in the upcoming Quantumania film to prove himself worthy of that title. Now, the question to ask is, who will Kang kill? Will it be Scott, the Ant-Man that we've all come to love and adore? It definitely could be. However, I'm not so sure Kevin Feige and Marvel is willing to kill off such an important character who I believe has a lot more to offer in the future of this multiverse saga. However, if Kang does kill Ant-Man, that would be so savage and would show how serious that we have to take this new supervillain. The next candidate to die is the Wasp, aka Hope Van Dyne. Now, at first, nothing really stands out for a reason why Kang would kill her, other than just to kill her. However, I could imagine a scenario where Kang finds out, if he doesn't know already, that Ant-Man is in love with Hope Van Dyne, and with this information, decides to either imprison or kill her to blackmail Ant-Man into getting what he wants. Next up is Ant-Man's daughter, Cassie Lang. Now, I do think Cassie dying is less likely since we have a new actress who is recast for this role, and I just don't think they would get such a good actress for one film just to kill her off right away. However, I wouldn't count it out. In my own opinion, if Kang decides to imprison or kill Cassie, Ant-Man's own daughter, that would be the highest form of blackmail Kang could use. And at that point, I don't think Ant-Man would have any other option than to surrender to Kang and give him what he wants. And next up is Janet Van Dyne. Now, we already know that Janet Van Dyne has been in the Quantum Realm before, and from the footage and dialogue we get from the Quantumania trailers, it seems like Janet met Kang down in the Quantum Realm while she was there and probably had spent some time with him and realized how villainous he really is. Now, we don't know exactly what took place between them two, but if it ended poorly, I'm willing to bet that Kang will seek vengeance and decide to kill her. And lastly, there's Hank Pym, and I'm going to officially predict that it will be Hank that Kang will kill. This would work since Hank Pym is a big enough character for his death to be impactful to other characters involved, but not so big that his presence would be missed in the upcoming Avengers films. Now, I have also thought that Kang could just kill everyone and show that he means business, but for now I'm going to predict just one character to die, and that is Hank Pym. Number 2. Kang needs the power source for his time chair. It's no secret that the Kang we will see in Quantumania has been stuck in the Quantum Realm and has been trying to escape. For all we know, this Kang could have been down in the Quantum Realm for hundreds, if not thousands of years, using some form of de-aging technology to stay alive and young. Kang has been lying low, hidden from other threats, aka other Kang variants, in the Quantum Realm, as we have learned its location, for all intents and purposes, takes place out of time, making this Kang untraceable to any threat. Kang has been using his time to build an army strong and worthy enough to conquer the multiverse. From the footage and dialogue we get in the Quantumania trailers, we know that Kang still needs something in order to escape the Quantum Realm. In the Marvel Comics, Kang's time chair was a device he created to travel through time and space and was equipped with power defense weapons and a shield. And I believe that when Janet Van Dyne was in the Quantum Realm, Kang was building his time chair and offered Janet a ride back to her timeline when he was finished with it. I believe he told her that he could create a new timeline where it would be like she had never left. This would give her back all the time she had lost with her husband Hank and her daughter Hope, which in total was about 29 years. But I think that Janet knew that Kang's plan was to use his time chair to traverse the different timelines to conquer anything and everything he could. And Janet, in hopes to prevent Kang from doing so, either shrank or enlarged the power source that gave power to his time chair and hid it somewhere deep in the Quantum Realm where Kang couldn't find it. And this all makes sense from the dialogue we get in the first Quantumania trailer, revealing that Cassie has been using a device sending signals down to the quantum realm. I believe that Kang receives that signal from Cassie and finds a way to activate the device to pull everyone into the quantum realm, where he can finally face Janet again and locate the power source to his time chair. Number 3, Kang created absolute points in time. Okay, so there's a lot to this theory, and in order to understand this one, we have to go back to a concept that was introduced from a past Marvel project. We learned from the Marvel's animated show What If about a new concept called an absolute point in time. This concept was introduced when Doctor Strange attempted to use the Time Stone over and over again, rewinding time in an attempt to save the love of his life, Christine Palmer, from dying. But no matter how many times he went back in time and tried different ways to save her, she would always end up dying. It was later revealed by the Sorcerer Supreme that the reason Christine Palmer kept on dying no matter how many times Doctor Strange tried to save her was because it was an absolute point in time, and that there is no device, no power, and no being that can change it and stop it from happening. So here's my theory. What if all absolute points in time are actually moments written and scripted by Kang in order to service and aid his master plan of conquering the multiverse? And what if what we're going to see in this film with Ant-Man and his family being pulled down into the quantum realm is actually an absolute point in time? If that's the case, this absolute point in time was written by Kang as a failsafe in case anything went wrong and he gets trapped in the quantum realm. So if this is true, it is each variant Ant-Man in every universe that is scripted and destined to eventually be pulled into the quantum realm just in case Kang needs help if things went wrong. Kang has the ability to write and script his own timeline, or at least develop the ability to do so, just how He Who Remains, the other Kang variant we've seen, was able to do. So this Kang that we'll see in Quantumania was maybe at one point in control and writing all timelines, and had written into his timeline an absolute point in time where Ant-Man is destined to be sucked into the quantum realm. So this means that if this Kang is ever banished or thrown into the quantum realm by other Kangs, which is what I believe happened, all Kang needs to do is lay low and wait for one of the infinite Ant-Mans from every universe to reach their absolute point in time on their timeline and be sucked into the quantum realm where Kang can use him to escape. Now, if this is true, why would Kang choose Ant-Man over any other character in the Marvel Universe? Well, Ant-Man has access to Pym particles, and we know that Pym particles are used to safely transport oneself in and out of the quantum realm. So Kang uses Ant-Man's Pym particles to power all of his equipment and himself to safely escape the quantum realm. Kang the Conqueror is a strategist, and he has everything planned out. And when he has full control, he has the ability to script everyone's lives, and nobody can do or say anything about it. However, I believe that Kang's worst enemy is Kang, and the one person who can do or say anything about it is another Kang. So I believe that this Kang we'll see, fearing he may be overpowered by another Kang, wrote this absolute point in time as a failsafe in case he ever got banished into the quantum realm. Number 4, the Fantastic Four revealed and power origins explained. It has been announced that the new reboot of the Fantastic Four will take place inside the MCU and is slated for a late 2024 release as part of Phase 6. We've already seen a variant of Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, in Universe 838, played by John Krasinski. However, we're still waiting to see who will be casted to play the Fantastic Four in our Universe 616. In the Marvel comic books, we know that the Fantastic Four has traveled through the multiverse and has entered the Microverse, which has been renamed in the MCU as the Quantum Realm. My prediction is that we might see the Fantastic Four cameo in the upcoming Quantumania film. For all we know, they could have traveled into the quantum realm in an attempt to defeat Kang, or at least prevent him from escaping. Now, there isn't any concrete evidence showing that they will cameo in the film. However, there have been some teases to potential cameos that might show up in the film. The one that I wanted to share actually comes from an interview from Fandango with Paul Rudd, who plays Ant-Man, and Peyton Reed, who directed the film. When asked about if there were any secrets in the Quantumania film, this is what Paul Rudd had to say. For people that are aware, I think we have some good ones in there, some really good ones. I'm obviously not going to tell you what they are, but I think that the ones that people find out about or learn about will be a 10. And from there, Fandango asked Peyton Reed about if there were any cameos, and he said this: "Oh yes, there is great fun in store for everyone, and some surprising faces that may show up in the quantum realm. So yes, we're very excited." Now, they could have been talking about anyone, but I'm going to predict that they were teasing the Fantastic Four to make their official debut in the Quantumania film. And with their debut in this film, we might also get an explanation of how the Fantastic Four gets their powers. We know from the comic books and the old Fantastic Four films that they get their powers during an experimental spaceflight that exposes them to cosmic rays, giving them each unique powers. But what if Marvel changes the story from the comic books and instead makes it so that the Fantastic Four actually gets their powers from the quantum realm? We already know that Janet Van Dyne got special powers from the quantum realm when she was able to heal ghosts in the second Ant-Man film. I can imagine our Fantastic Four traveling into the quantum realm either to fight Kang or just to go there to explore and discover. Maybe during their trip, they get exposed to the energies of the quantum realm and they each get their unique power, and that's how Marvel explains their power origins. Number 5. Kang created the 10 rings. We learned from Shang-Chi and the Legend of the 10 Rings that the 10 rings gives their owner an incredible amount of power. When wielding the 10 rings, one is able to use the rings to jump high into the air, project energy blast, grapple their opponents, block attacks, and even conjure up full body shields. However, there is still so much mystery behind the origin of the 10 rings. In the post-credit scene of Shang-Chi, we see Wong, Bruce Banner, and Captain Marvel attempt to understand and identify the true origin of the 10 rings. They were left completely stumped as they failed to learn where or who they came from. But I believe that these 10 rings were actually created by Kang in the future, and that he intentionally or unintentionally left them behind in the past. Looking at all of the trailers for Quantumania, there are a ton of visual similarities between the infrastructure of Kang City and the 10 rings. Most of the design that Kang has for his city is circular and bears resemblance to the 10 rings. We also see in one shot showing Ant-Man under what looks like a massive power source. Encircling the power source are large rings with lettering written on the sides. I'm still uncertain about what that lettering means, but I do know that the rings around that power source are moving awfully similar to the way Shang-Chi was able to control his rings into a small sphere shape. There are so many remarkable similarities, it's hard not to believe there isn't a connection. I am so excited to potentially learn more about it in the future of this multiverse saga. Oh, and speaking of the future, I do want to add to this theory by pointing out that Avengers Kang Dynasty is being directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, the director of Shang-Chi, which might not be a coincidence. Destin Daniel Cretton could have been hired for Avengers Kang Dynasty because of his knowledge of the 10 rings and their connection to Kang. So again, those were my top 5 theories for Quantumania. I am so excited to see this film to see what I got right or what I got wrong. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you think that someone will die? Do you think that Kang will win in the end? Oh, and let me know what you thought about my third theory, that Kang is the one writing absolute points in time into the timeline. I'm curious to see what y'all think about that one. Anyways, I just want to say thank you so much for the love and support. Be sure to subscribe, smash that like button, turn on that notification bell so that you get notified for my next video. Stay locked on Marvel, and I will see you in the next video.